Fabiano's flip-flops in his own home, in his home in Jamaica in the movie.
That's fine. It's
Spoiler
Jamaica.
alert, yes.
Oh, really?
Exactly.
It's Jamaica.
It's Jamaica. So
Yes.
he should be, if he's at home
Yeah.
on his beach wearing flip-flops.
That's
But
absolutely
he's
fine.
not going to see M in flip-flops.
No, you go into Whitehall wearing flip-flops. Can you imagine that?
No, we're not going to see that happily. All right, so I want to pull something back because with Roger Moore, I think we're kind of both agreeing, like, from a style, peak, it was Live and Let Die, and then it slowly starts to slip. And even people talk about, it's interesting, they talk about his clown outfit in Octopus. That was a disguise. I don't count
that's a disguise. That's a disguise. Yeah. I haven't got there yet.
What do you think of his safari jackets or safari shirts?
Are you...
Here we go.
I don't mind them.
British?
I don't mind them. I think it is a bit of it's a nod to... All that's missing is the piff, but...
Yes.
But it is a kind of throwback to that. I don't mind it. That's not the biggest culprit style issue I have. It's funny. Yeah, I don't have an issue with it.
Okay.
I think it worked in that time and in that place.
Now, as we start to move into Timothy Dalton, so what was interesting is I thought Timothy Dalton looked pretty good in The Living Daylights. I don't know how much you remember. You haven't gotten to those in your.
I have to confess something. I skipped ahead and I did watch Living Daylights.
You did?
Yes, because I was on my treadmill and I can't put the Blu-ray. And it was on Amazon Prime.
Ah, perfect.
So I watched it in sections while I do my cardio.
So what did you think of his sartorial look? What did you think of him in Living Daylights?
I thought, actually, Living Daylights, as a whole,
Yeah.
it was really good.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His watch choices were on point. He had the Rolex and the tag. In terms of he was wearing a leather jacket at one point. And he's in, where was it? Was it Bucharest? No, I'm getting confused now. Where was it where he had to take out the sniper?
Oh, right. Where was he really?
Yeah. Oh no, where was he
in
supposed to?
Mexico City.
Oh, okay. But where was he
Really?
supposed to be?
Right.
Because he was in a Soviet.
Yes, because of the opera and things like that. The band.
Yeah.
I forget.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a little bit, but
I get Living Daylight sometimes and
License to Kill
confused. But now I've seen it. I think.
Well, one is like almost entirely in
Miami.
Florida.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I like that he was casual, but it fit his environment. But then when he's at the opera, it's very traditional, tux, classic Bond. I think Timothy Dalton. He didn't seem out of place with it. I've heard you say, he what's that expression? You put it beautifully in one video where you were saying he wore the suit. It didn't wear him. I don't think you were talking about Dalton. You were talking about Connery, probably.
No, actually, you nearly hit it on the nail, and it was Dalton.
It was.
So I think he looked good in The Living Daylights. It was License to Kill for some reason. So they actually used made to measure off the rack suits and jackets, and then they would touch it up for him. And what I thought was that the suit wore him.
Right, that's what you said. Yes.
Where Sean Connery looked like the suit grew around him.
Right.
And even Roger Moore looked very good in clothing.
Didn't they make him? Didn't
Sleep
the director?
make him sex in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Daniel Craig. So there's a video out there where I'm interviewing Daniel Craig. I get to ask him a few questions.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I haven't seen this.
You got to see it. You got to see it.
Oh my god!
He was right before Logan Lucky came out, so his hair was like
still blonde
and everything.
Right.
But he was very generous with his time. This was a Q&A that was on stage, and so they went to the audience, and I was the first person up.
Nice.
And they had given me the mic, and so I asked him a sartorial Bond thing. It was only about clothing.
Really?
Which he was like, "Ooh, this is good," because it's not like, hey, am I going to slash my wrist? So he actually said a suit should be like a second skin.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to have sex in it. And I think
Right.
I said something like, "Oh, so that's what I've been doing wrong."
Right,
My wife
right,
was in
right.
the audience, which was choice. But yes, and I thought Timothy Dalton, the only downfall was he was literally wearing like members only jackets.
Yeah.
And they're such a sign of the times.
Yeah,
And they look kind of baggy.
I think with the whole Miami thing, it was. I think I watched your review with your, forgive me, your colleague's friend,
Joe Donaldson. Yeah.
Joe Donaldson, and he remarked that it was like Miami Vice, and that style of a little bit slightly loose fitting.
Yeah, big shoulder pads.
Yeah, I can't really be too mad about it because it was that era.
It's a sign of the times. Yeah.
But I think Dalton did such a good job that I wasn't even really paying attention.
Yes.
I was actually more watching him and his mannerisms.
That's interesting. So does the Bond actor, question posed, does the Bond actor, if he brings such a badassness, like Timothy Dalton does, that it almost mutes any issues or errors around the sartorial nature? Because let's face it, even when he's wearing that members only, in the opera scene when he goes to kind of shoot, he's wearing that great blue polo, and he's badass Bond. So I don't sit there and go, but with Roger Moore, I'm a little less forgiving because he's such a gentleman.
He's such a nice guy. He doesn't have that ruthless.
That's
Dalton did bring a touch of
the Fleming Bond.
Yeah. And Sean Connery absolutely has it. Daniel Craig has it. Brosnan was more towards being kind of suave and
right.
I don't find him intimidating. Probably if I met him, I would, but I don't find him like scary. Having said that, this is completely not related, but have you seen the last Mission Impossible?
Yes, loved it.
Fallout, yeah. And I've mentioned this in a video I did when I was talking about jackets. I was very influenced by two jackets he wore in that movie because he was dressed impeccably well in my very casual. No, I don't.
The trucker jacket he wore.
It's a suede jacket and the racing leather jacket he wore.
Yep.
And he's great because he does a lot of his own stunts and blah blah blah, and I think he's brought that franchise back.
Yes. Absolutely.
But I just thought his outfits were just impeccable. I wouldn't. It was almost on a Bond level. I think Craig has got there with the jacket you gave me, which I reviewed in that video.
Yes,
I love that. I love it. So
it's almost the weather for it. Maybe it is the weather.
It is the weather. I've been wearing it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
By the way, so you mentioned something about Craig, that Craig has that kind of badassery that Timothy Dalton and Sean Connery have. So have you witnessed anything in the Craig era of movies where you were like, well, I don't like his fashion choice, but he's pretty badass, so I'll accept it?
There was one shirt. It was kind of I think it was a Hawaiian shirt or something.
The Madagascar shirt.
Yeah, that to me
from the first movie.
Yeah,
but he was in disguise.
Yeah. So I can't really be. He's never done anything. I think Skyfall for me was his peak. That peacoat he wears.
The Billy Reed peacoat. Amazing.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I just think, oh my God, I was searching online. I was, which I don't really do. That's when I know that something really struck a chord with me. It was like, I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to revisit. That's a long way away from me.
It is.
Because I've still got Roger Moore to do and Brosnan.
That's right, because you have Spectre leading into No Time to Die. I'm curious myself if No Time to Die is going to disappoint in that aspect. Like, it's going to be Craig, obviously, as Bond is back, but judging by what I've seen so far,
I don't think so.
I have a little bit of a question mark on the sartorial things.
Well, judging by that Prince of Wales jacket,
that's true. That's
all you need is one great outfit, and
Yeah.
I'm, you know, even if there's a few bad ones or ones you're not really.
Right. What about the evolution, or some would say de-evolution, of the watches? Because you've got, again, Rolex dominating it, then you've got a little peak of Seiko and Pulsar, and then all of a sudden Omega. And we haven't turned back around to Rolex.
I think Omega's great. I think especially the Seamaster line. We've also discussed this. So I bought a watch that was worn in World War II. I was inspired by the film Dunkirk, actually, so I started digging about, and I found this little watch, very simple pilot watch. That movement and that watch helped the pilots in the Battle of Battle of Britain, and that it solidified Omega's reputation as reliable, accurate, robust, that, you know, people zooming about in Spitfires could depend on. And I love that film because it also shows there's the tool, the watch being, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the watch being, he's working out how much fuel he has left, and he's only got a certain amount, and he's using that watch. His life is depending on this timepiece. So that, obviously, that had a huge effect. And then I researched that watch, and then I discovered that the 30, and this is going to get technical and nerdy, I apologize, but the 30T2, which is the manual wind movement, it was the bedrock. Then the Seamaster, after the war was launched, 1948, and they took that movement, they developed it a little bit. They actually strapped the very first Seamasters to the outside of a plane, flew it over Antarctica, and did all these crazy tests to show it could still work. And that was how the Seamaster line was born, their longest continuously running line. Through that time, it's been issued to the SAS, SBS, and from 57 onwards, it took this form of the diver that we all know and love today. So their military involvement, issued to Royal Navy, all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into it because we'll be here all day, but it fits Bond.
Yeah.
And Omega have a class to them that Rolex, just as much as Rolex in my opinion. They're less about the luxury. They do some blinged out pieces as well. All the luxury Swiss, they have to compete, but they haven't gotten to the point of being so ridiculous. I mean, there's some really ridiculous Rolexes. Right. So I don't think they have as much stigma as Rolex do now. The Rolex is very divisive for some reason. So I think it's a bit understated, and I also think the 300 meter, the professional that debuted at Brosnan, was just an absolute, in Italian it's a capolavoro, the boss of design, the masterpiece, because it was dressy, but yet it was tough. You know, and that's when I fell in love with Omega. That's when you fell in love with Omega. So it worked for me. Sorry, I went on a long ramble there.
It's a great point, and I love the fact that, you know, Bond is a delivery device of want. And by the way, Jeff Goldblum has this great quote that I'm going to use. I'm going to rip from him. He said, "We want to want things," and there's nothing wrong with that.
That's interesting.
We want things, but we want to want, meaning we want that craving of that. And Brosnan as a vehicle for us to look on the screen and go, I want to be sort of like that, and then look at his watch and go, well, I could wear his watch. I might not be 6'2" and really handsome like him, but I can have that quick little connection.
Right.
We want to want those things, and I think Bond as a vehicle device for any of these things is a really powerful weapon.
Absolutely.
By the way, can we play a little game? Do you mind?
Go on.
Listen, I'm in your place, so I got to ask the rules.
Right.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
So imagine, if you will, just transport your mind, use your imagination, that Eon, the people that bring you the Bond films, come to you and they go, TGV, you know, you've done such a great job. You know, we know you love the franchise. We're going to gift you something. From every Bond actor, okay, we're going to allow you to have one outfit from any of their films. And we're going to start with Sean Connery. And I need you to choose, but not overthink it, an outfit from each Bond actor.
Oh,
and so Eon's getting out their pad of paper and they go, right, I guess they lift their pen. Sean Connery.
The grey suit from Goldfinger.
Prince of Wales, check.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Mint julep. Very quintessential British, even though he's in Kentucky.
Yeah.
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 And classic, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you could wear that when you're 90 years old.
Absolutely. And my kids could wear that.
And your kids could wear that.
Yeah.
So it's like an heirloom piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful choice. All right. George Lazenby from On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Oh, God. Well, having just watched it quite recently, you know what? It's not my colour, but I love turtlenecks, so I'd probably go for. Was it orange?
It was orange.
It was orange.
They had two turtlenecks. He had a white one in the ski suit, the powder.
Oh, I'll go for the white. I'll go for the white.
Okay.
Yeah.
The white turtleneck.
Yeah, yeah.
And, but the whole. Do you want the powder blue ski suit as well?
No, I'm okay.
Not so much.
No.
I thought for sure you're going to go kilt.
No, I do have Scottish family. Big part of my family is Scottish, but
You got to wear your own clan.
Yeah,
You get in trouble. For
I'm
that.
clanless right now, so
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. Roger Moore.
Roger Moore, the turtleneck from Live and Let Die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's
actually,
perfect.
no, I'll go for the peacoat.
The peacoat.
Because I've already got a turtleneck
Yeah.
from
That coat was amazing. Just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, even I was looking at it as still, so I had to see what it was. Even the lapels, they are a bit big, and I don't do double-breasted.
Right.
I just don't do it.
Right.
But I'm willing to make an exception.
It was a Chesterfield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Had some like velvet. A little
It
bit
had velvet here.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I have a peacoat quite similar, but
They're amazing.
yeah, I don't do double-breasted.
Right.
But
Double-breasted, nothing for you?
no, I don't know why. I don't know. Why.
No. It's a preference thing, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Timothy Dalton.
I guess I'll take that leather jacket. It was just very cool.
Leather bomber, classic.
Yeah, and it looked kind of distressed.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes.
I like that.
A little cracked and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
All right, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh god, that's difficult.
So you got to walk through his movies.
Can I go for a watch?
Yes. Yes. Why not?
I'll go for, because the first one was Quartz. I'll go for the second one. I can't remember which movie exactly, but it was when he made the switch to automatic.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Right. So
Right.
I'll take that one.
Yeah,
please.
beautiful. Seamaster,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Waves on the dial.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
very oceanic, type
Yeah.
of feel and look to it.
You know why? I was in my early 20s when I bought that. I couldn't afford the Rolex. But when I had that, it gave me that.
Right.
And I was very, very happy. And I've owned, I have to say, I've owned probably 4, 5, possibly even more Seamasters. Just like experiencing as many as I could.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but it's
watches. You should be.
It was
wistful.
There was something so special about that wave dial and that blue. They
the blue is
absolutely aced it with the blue.
Yeah, my watch has been consumed now by my wife.
Because your Planet Oceans is black, right?
It is black.
Right, interesting.
And the 300 meter one from Spectre that I have is black. So yes, but my wife loves it, so I can't take it from her. All right, Daniel Craig, and you're not allowed to do a watch.
Okay. I'm happy. I'm happy.
I gave
with
you your watch moment.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that Seamaster.
I have a lot of movies to choose from.
God, I'd probably go for the jacket that you bought me. I think
Tom Ford. Yeah.
It's the original Tom Ford, right?
Yeah. From Spectre.
I'd probably go with that because it's there's something slightly military-esque about it, but it's quite casual. I've got the peacoat from Roger, so I don't need the Skyfall peacoat.
Right. How many coats do you have?
Yeah, how many? It's a great casual jacket. I've worn that with sneakers. It looked great. I've worn it with chuckers. It looked great.
You could wear it with any color pants, which is amazing. It's interesting that you say it's military. I agree with you. I think it's very tactical in nature.
Tactical, that's the word.
You could bring it up. You could turn it into a turtleneck. You could bring it down. You could walk into the Ritz-Carlton and they wouldn't bat an eyelash. You could also walk down, seedy part of the city. Off the alleys of South Street, which I quite like actually. And people wouldn't bat an eyelash. It basically is kind of like sartorial camouflage. You belong everywhere. By the way, it travels well too when you bring it to England, for example.
I'm thinking about doing that.
I mean, it rolls up. It's just, and it's not like with leather coats. The problem with leather coats and even wool coats is it's real estate. It takes up a lot of space. It crunches. It doesn't wear well. You can get these weird creases, things like that. And that's made out of a wool. And it's padded very nicely. Kind of just conforms.
Yeah, absolutely.
It breathes too.
Yeah,
which is nice.
And it's remarkably warm.
Yes.
Yeah. For something that not big and heavy and like overly padded. It's quite lean, and I see why he had it in that film, because you can move.
It's an action scene.
I
mean, it's interesting because it's a monologue scene, it's an action scene, and the one thing I find about that jacket is it's not restrictive at all. And I don't like restrictive things. Even the Tom Ford suits, even though it looks like they've been painted on you, you feel like you can just move like a ballerina in it, no problem at all. And that's a sign of a good sartorial moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well said.
Well, listen, I know that you are going through, this is almost like getting you at your midpoint of going through the Bond films. But would you mind if we revisit this subject when you're all completely done?
I'd love to. I could talk about this forever. So
I know. This could have been a 4-hour video.
Yeah, it probably is now. Yeah.
No. This has been perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for doing this. And by the way, I should have said this at the beginning. This is great. I wanted to do this with you, but you invited me into your own cave.
Yeah.
But we don't call it a cave. What do you call it?
It's the war room,
The war room. I love that. That is so British. No, I'm honored to be here and to allow us to film here.
It's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
No, pleasure is all mine.
All right, this has been TGV from the Urban Gentry and David Zaritsky from the Bond Experience, and we will see you all real soon. Take care.
Ciao.
Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.